This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the Raven Run Stakes at Keeneland on Saturday, October 18th, and it goes as the 9th race. The Grade 2, $400,000 Raven Run Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, 7 furlongs on the main track. Scheduled post time is 5:16 p.m. Eastern Time. First, we will meet the field, then I will give out my top 4 contenders and wagering strategies. And the past performances in this video provided by todaysracingdigest.com. And if you need Keeneland past performances for Saturday, October 18th, you can get those at todaysracingdigest.com. Now we're going to meet the field. Number 1 is Delightful Claire. She's 10-1 morning line. She should impact the pace from the inside post under her winning maiden rider, Joel Rosario. He guided her to a 9-length victory at this 7-furlong distance at Saratoga on August 2nd. And then in her last couple stake starts in the Prioress, she was second as the beaten favorite. And then in the Dogwood Stakes, she battled on the pace, and she ended up finishing 3rd. Ragtime won that event, and she's the favorite in this event. Number 2 is Vixen. She's going to switch surfaces for trainer Mark Casse. Now, she's had 9 career starts, all on turf, with 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 third-place finishes. So she's a consistent stakes performer on turf, and now she's going to cut back in distance and try the main track. We'll have to see how she handles that. She's 20-1 morning line under Tyler Gaffleone. Number 3, Strong State for trainer Al Stall Jr. James Graham's going to ride this one at 15-1 morning line. 7 starts, 3 wins, 2 runner-up finishes. She adds blinkers in this event. She did have blinkers in the Pocahontas Stakes last year, and she finished 7th. But she's going to put blinkers on for the first time since that event. And she was second in the Grade 3 Dogwood Stakes last time out, rallying from off the pace at this 7-furlong distance. Number 4, Volleyballprincess. She's a 30-1 outsider. She's pretty consistent, though. 9 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 third-place finishes. She exits a runner-up finish in a little stakes race at Parks at 6.5 furlongs on September 20th. Almond Joy is number 5, and she's coming in from the West Coast for trainer Aggie Ordonez. And Kent DeSarmo, her regular rider, sticks aboard. 12 starts, 5 wins, and 4 show finishes. She won her last 5 starts, so she was a little bit slow to start her career, but she's been on a roll since then. She's a 3-time stakes winner in the California bred ranks, and then the Grade 3 Torrey Pine Stakes last time out as my top choice at 4-1. She was able to win that event, and the runner-up was a next out winner. So Almond Joy has some ability, cutting back in distance. She's 1 for 1 at 7 furlongs. She won the Fleet Treat Stakes at this distance very easily. Should get pace help. She's going to have to get a bit faster. This is her toughest career test. Number 6, Reputation. She's 15-1 morning line. And for this one, 7 starts, 3 wins, and 2 show finishes. And she's 2 for 3 with a show finish at 7 furlongs. The Grade 3 Princess Rooney last time out at this distance at Gulfstream Park, she was 3rd in that 7-horse field. She's going to have to run a bit faster in here. Maida is number 7, and she's 10-1 morning line, and she's probably the one to catch for trainer Brittany Russell. Now, she was 4th in the mud in her career debut, and then she wired the field in her next start, her maiden win by more than 9 lengths, and then she pressed and won easily in her first start against winners, and then she won the Weather Vane Stakes at Laurel Park last time out. That was a fast race, and she won that race by 8 lengths. Very easy victory on the front end. And for her 7 furlongs, she hasn't tried that distance yet, but she will be right up on the pace. Usha is number 8, another one that should be right up on the pace. This is for trainer Bob Baffert. Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to ride this one. Now, last year, she wasn't able to win a race, but since she's come back from a layoff this year, she's 2 for 2. Adding Lasix and breaking her maiden by 11 lengths at Del Mar. That was at 6.5 furlongs on July 27th, and the runner-up there was a next out maiden winner. And then last time out, Usha won again by 5 lengths at 6.5 furlongs at Del Mar. And she was the 1-2 favorite there, and she was just able to control the pace. Now, Artismo was the runner-up, and she ran earlier today. She was 3-5 at Santa Anita in an allowance dirt sprint, and she was second as the beaten favorite. And then the show finisher from Usha's last race, Shared Future, was a next out winner. So for Usha, she does lose Lasix in this spot, and she should be right up on the pace. She was part of the trifecta in all 6 career starts. Number 9, Ragtime. She's your 3-1 morning line favorite, and she has not done much wrong in her career. 4 starts, 3 wins, and a neck defeat. And all of those races were at this 7 furlong specialty distance. And nice tactical ability in her first 2 victories, and then she rallied from off the pace in the Grade 1 test to miss by a neck. She was clearly second best. And then last time, the Grade 3 Dogwood, she rallied to win that race by more than 2 lengths. Good effort there. Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado's ridden her each time. She removed blinkers last time. She should get pace to chase, and she'll probably run another quality race. Number 10, Simply Joking. She moves to the Michael McCarthy barn. Frankie Dettori is going to ride, and she's 8-1 morning line. She has not been seen since finishing 13th and last on a wet track in the Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks at 1 mile and an eighth. But her first 3 career starts were good. She won her sprint debut in a stakes race at Fairgrounds, and then she stretched out, caught the slop, and wired the field in the Silver Bullet Day. And then in the Fantasy Stakes, she set the pace, clearly second best. Quietside won that one. She's in here, and she's number 11, and she is 4-1. John Ortiz trains Quietside, and Jose Ortiz is going to ride 7 out of 8 starts in the top 3 with 3 career wins. She's raced once at Keeneland with 1 show finish, and she's competed at this distance 1 time. That was in the Spinaway Stakes last year in the mud, and she finished second, tracking the pace. So she hasn't been seen since the Kentucky Oaks. She was 6th from post 13 in that 13-horse field, beaten 11 lengths. Number 12, Vodka with a Twist. Phil D'Amato is the trainer here, and Luis Saez will ride. Fairly consistent, 12 starts, only 2 wins, but 5 seconds and 2 show finishes. She is 0-2 at Keeneland with no top 3 finishes and 3 starts at this distance with 3 runner-up finishes. She disappointed at Keeneland last time out. Well, she was 8-1. She finished 4th in a 7-horse field. That was a Grade 2 race against older fillies, and now older fillies and mares. She's back with 3-year-old fillies in here, and she'll probably stalk the pace out in that outer post, and she could get hung out wide in here. 3 also eligibles in here, 13, 14, and 15. The most interesting one, most likely, is Kappa, number 13. If there is a scratch and she gets in, she did run well in all 3 career starts at Parks, including a Pennsylvania-bred allowance victory last time out, going wire to wire, winning that race very easily, and then the show finisher was the next out winner. So if she draws in, she'll impact the pace. I don't think the other 2 really have a shot in here if they're able to get into this event. Now I'm going to give out my top 4 contenders in this event, and the horse that I pick to finish 4th is Maida, number 7. She has a shot to wire the field. We'll just have to see how good she is in here, because looking at her final time ratings, they improved all 4 starts. She went from a 89 to a 128 to a 134, then finally last time a 143, that minor stakes victory at Laurel Park at 6 furlongs. Her pace ratings are solid as well. She got a 153 pace rating last time out, and she just kept going. So I think what they want to do with her is probably put her on the lead and see if she's able to lead this field on a merry chase. The key to her is, will she be able to handle the extra furlong of this race? Will she be able to step up and face quality horses and possibly some pace pressure as well? But she clearly has some ability. We're just going to find out how much ability in this event. My 3rd choice in here, that's the 8, Usha, for trainer Bob Baffert, and she is losing Lasix in here. So that is a bit of a concern, because last year she didn't have Lasix when she was a 2-year-old, and she just hit the board in those races, including a New York-bred race at Aqueduct when they sent her there. Then they laid her off, brought her back this year at Del Mar. She was outstanding in her last 2 victories, getting a 134 final time rating and then a 131 final time rating. Her pace rating, 144 last time, 141 before that. So she'll have to run a little bit faster in here. She can track the pace. She did track the pace in July when she won that maiden race, and then last time she just went right to the front. But I don't know if she's going to go right to the front in here with Maida in there. But she has ability for Baffert. Now we're going to find out how good she is. I am a little bit concerned that the runner-up, Artisma, from her last start, as the heavy favorite in an allowance race, wasn't able to get the job done on Friday at Santa Anita Park. My second choice is going to be the 9, Ragtime. And this one, as I said, 7 furlong specialist, 4 starts with 3 wins and a neck defeat, just missed in the Grade 1 test, and then won easily last time in the Grade 3 Dogwood. and her numbers are solid: 129, 144, 135, 137 for her final time ratings. She owned some good late pace ratings as well, so she's the late thread in here. If the pace is honest, and it sure looks that way on paper, Ragtime should be running. She looks like a pretty solid bet to finish somewhere in the top 3. And now it's time for my top choice, and my top choice will be number 10, Simply Joking, at 8-1 morning line, moving to the Michael McCarthy barn. Frankie Dettori's going to ride. And for this one, she began her career in a stakes race, in a sprint race at Fairgrounds, and she was able to win that event, getting a 132 final time rating. She stretched out, she caught a wet track, and she wired the field second time out in a stakes race, getting a 128. And then in the fantasy stakes, that was on March 29th at a mile and a 16th at Oaklawn Park, she just missed. She got a 138 final time rating. And then the Kentucky Oaks in the slop, as I said, she finished last in that event. But her final time ratings were looking pretty good prior to that Kentucky Oaks: a 132, a 128 in the slop, and then a 138 on a fast track. And her pace ratings in route races, a 152 and a 150, are not too bad, and that gives me hope that she'll be able to handle this 7 furlong distance. Also, her career debut at 6 furlongs when she won that one in a stakes race also bodes well for her chances at this specialty distance. So for her, she's been training well. Now, especially that October 5th workout. She was working in company that day, but multiple horses ended up in that workout. You had other horses working, and there were 5 horses across the track in the stretch there, and Simply Joking was just able to outfinish all of those horses. So that was kind of like a mini race there in that workout, and she looked good that day, and she's worked since then, and she looked good again. So Simply Joking seems to be training well heading into this event. Now, her main winter goal is going to be the Grade 1 La Brea Stakes at Santa Anita Park at 7 furlongs in December. This is a good kicking off point for her new trainer, and she's doing well. She drew well, and I think she has at least enough positional speed to keep the leaders in her sights. So as my top choice, Simply Joking in this event. And now it's time for wagering strategies. We're going to make a win wager on the 10, Simply Joking. Now we're going to key number 9, Ragtime, in second in the exactas, putting the 7, Maida, the 8, Usha, and the 10, Simply Joking, on top. So that exacta is a 7, 8, 10 over the 9. And then a trifecta, we're going to put the 9 and 10 on top, Ragtime and Simply Joking, and then we're going to put the 7, Maida, and the 8, Usha underneath. That trifecta is a 9, 10 with 7, 8, 9, 10 with 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, I cover full cards at Keeneland each Saturday. Their final 2 Saturdays, October 18th and 25th, for their fall meet. And I am doing full cards each day. That October 18th full card is done now. Have that October 25th full card done next week. I also do full cards each day Santa Anita Park runs. They're running this week, October 17th, 18th, 19th, and then their final closing week of their autumn meet, October 24th, 25th, and 26th, covering all those full cards. And then Del Mar's fall meet begins on October 30th, and it runs through November 30th. I'm going to be doing full cards at Del Mar each day, including both Breeders' Cup days on October 31st and November 1st. You can find my full cards at todaysracingdigest.com on my handicappers page at that website. You can also get my full cards at the runawayhorse.com, my website. Just go over to my shop page for more details on my full cards. And that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.